All right, so our next three spotlight presentations are going to represent the perspective of students, academia, and industry. First up, I'm really pleased to introduce our folks from Caltech, David Huynh. He and his colleagues, Arnaud Defoe, Ryan Song, and Kong Wang, are graduate students in the Aerospace Department at Caltech, and they're mentors in the Base 11 Caltech partnership. Together with Base 11, they created AMP, which is called, also known as the Aerospace Mentorship Program. This program is designed to help prepare students for their future education and careers in STEM through a variety of different activities they do during their fellowship program. So at this time, I'd like to bring up David.
Thanks, Ingrid. Hi, I'm David, and as mentioned, I'm one of the mentors in the Caltech Base 11 AMP. And today I'd like to talk about one of the core ideas that we emphasize in our program. Wait. Okay, this concept of critical and creative problem solving. We think it's so important that we've dedicated an entire session to it, our riddle session, where we challenge students to think their way through tough and sometimes counterintuitive problems. But rather than tell you about it, why don't we try one together? So it's a hot summer's day, and you go to the pool to cool off. You get thirsty there, and you reach for your water bottle, but as you lift it up, water starts spraying out near the bottom. Somehow, the water bottle has sprung a leak. Frustrated, you hurl the leaking water bottle straight into the air, and the question is this: what happened to the spouting water after you've thrown the water bottle? We can quickly come up with a few potential outcomes. Either the water can spout more, can spout the same amount, or it can spout less. And we should note that this behavior may change over the course of its journey. So I'm actually going to do the demo here live in a few seconds, but before I do, I want everyone in the audience, from the high schoolers to the CEOs, to take a guess. All right? Share it with your neighbor or keep it to yourself, but guess. That's part of the fun. All right, I'll give you a couple seconds to do that. Think about it. Think about it. All right, time's up. Okay, hopefully everyone can see this. Let's find out what happens. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Did you see that? For the sake of the next speaker, I won't do it again, but I do have a video here. The water stops completely on the way up and on the way down. And in fact, if we watch closely, it stops the moment I let go of the bottle, which I think is amazing, and I already knew the answer. So if you were right, fantastic. And if you weren't, I promise you're in good company. But the most important thing either way is that we understand why. Why does the water stop? Normally, this is where we turn it over to the students to discover for themselves. But for today, I'll lead an abbreviated discussion. Turns out this is a complicated problem, so let's break it down into some easier ones, like why does the water spout in the first place? All right, I think we'd all agree that gravity is involved. Gravity pulls the water down and out of the hole. Okay, but then what changes from when the water is spouting and when it stops? Well, as we observed, the water stops the moment I let go of the bottle. But that doesn't mean that gravity just turns off, right? What's the significance of me letting go of the bottle? Well, it means that I'm no longer applying a force to it. It means that the only force acting on the system is gravity. So really, it's just like being on a drop tower roller coaster. Because as we enter free fall, we accelerate downward with the ride under gravity. And our butts are no longer supported by the seat, and for a moment, we actually float there weightless. So when I let go of the bottle and stop applying my force, the water and bottle immediately stop pushing against each other, and they start moving together. And because of their initial velocity, they first free rise and then free fall, and the water's weightless the entire time. That's freaking awesome. And it doesn't stop there, because this is a really simple experiment to do, but its principles are extremely important. In this video, Dr. Brian Greene does the water bottle drop experiment on the Late Night Show with Stephen Colbert. And he explains that this thought experiment inspired Albert Einstein and ultimately led him to his theory of general relativity. And as a fun note, I've looked and I haven't found anyone who's done the water bottle toss experiment yet. So I think it'd be great if everyone in the audience did their own water bottle toss video and tweeted it to Dr. Greene, The Colbert Show, and Caltech. Hashtag Aerospace Expo. Get fun with it, right? And you can take a water bottle. You don't need to poke a hole in it. You can actually flip it upside down and throw it that way, and the water will stop too. So everybody, make your own video, and then come show us at our booth, and you will receive your very own Caltech cup. We guarantee no leaks. So that's awesome. And it'd be super cool if we actually got their attention. But to add on to this, the principles in this experiment are used by the Bremen Drop Tower in Germany as well. They study microgravity, and they double their zero-G test time by not just dropping their test container, but actually catapulting it 120 meters up and letting it fall all the way back down. This amazing facility is used to study fields like biology and combustion and material science, as well as qualify hardware for future space missions. So we have theoretical physics, cutting-edge research, and space technology development. Clearly understanding this little demo has implications far beyond just water bottle physics. And with all this amazing stuff, let's step back and think about how we came to understand the water bottle toss in the first place. We took our hard problem and broke it into easier ones. We used an analogy to roller coasters to leverage our intuition and experience. Really what we did was use simple strategies to reshape our initial problem into something that we could solve by making small connections. Simple strategies like these are at the heart of critical problem solving. The hardest and most important problems in the world, some of which you heard about today, you won't immediately know how to solve or even how to start. But it's what you do after you don't know what to do. The tactics you use to reshape your problem, that is exactly critical problem solving. And these strategies aren't super tough. They're not reserved for the hyper-intelligent. They're simple. Everyone can learn to do them, which means you can learn to solve hard problems. The key, as always, is practice. And that's one of the things that we emphasize in AMP. We constantly challenge the students with hard problems and ask them to reflect on their thought process to improve for next time. And I think it's been working. Because when we ask the students what skills they develop with us, the one that keeps showing up is problem solving. Not only do they grow in this way, but they recognize that they do, and they value it, which boosts their confidence to pursue more opportunities in STEM. Critical problem solving is a pivotal ability in education, in career, and in life, and anyone can grow it through practice. And I would argue to you that the best way to practice this skill is through internships at companies and universities like ours and the ones that are here today. Not only do you get to work with passionate people in amazing facilities on the coolest problems, but you get credit for it. You get someone to say that I vouch for the skills this person has cultivated. That can make the world of difference to an admissions office or a recruiter, and it's not something you should pass up. Opportunities, it's unfortunate, but people who deserve opportunities don't always get one. That's what a high-potential, low-resource student looks like. That's what Base 11 is pushing to change, and that's why we're all here right now. Today was no accident. Ask anyone who helped set it up. It was made real for you. So take advantage and apply, because these opportunities work, and they could change your life. And so I'll leave you with one final idea captured by Nelson Mandela. In his quote, "I never lose. I either win or I learn." Once you've given your all to these hard problems, whether you got the answer right or wrong is really just a small detail. The most important thing is that you reflect on your experiences and you find a way to grow from them. All of us in this room, from now on, we never lose. We either win or we learn. Sound good? I know that if you embrace and embody this attitude, you'll be well on your way to being tomorrow's workers and leaders in STEM, ready for any problems and water bottles the world may throw your way. Thank you.
Thank you, David, and thank your colleagues as well that support the work that you do with the outstanding students in your program.